Little change of pace today. Um, um, I'm trying not to say but I'm going to say unveiled that. This is all part of the planning process for my trip, which is really not a trip. It's just another phase of my life. I'm loading some ammo, some 308 ammo, for my 308 precision rifle, which is also a hunting rifle. And I did a little seating depth test yesterday. Been meaning to do that for a while. Finally got it done. 7 groups of 3 in 3,000 seating depth increments. I worked from standard SAMI case length to incrementally shorter. And I managed to tighten up the groups a little bit. The last 6 shots were all like half minute of angle groups. So I just left the die set at the last setting, and I'm taking the rest of my loaded ammo and shortening it. It's a good load. I tested it with Don down in Bishop a while back, and it was hitting consistently at 600 yards. Can't complain about that at all. The 100-yard groups aren't great. And they were like minute of angle plus, which is fine. I mean, I was pretty rushed in the load development. It was quick and dirty. And this system that I found allows me to do quick and dirty, and it worked. So we're just refining things. Small groups are better. More precision is better. This sport requires precision and accuracy. And the difference between those two things is subtle at times, but it's an important distinction. I guess accuracy is the goal, precision is what it takes to be accurate. And a lot of things go into being accurate. Precision is just precision, it's measurement, doing things the same way. That way, when you change one thing, you can use that information to predict what might happen if you change that one thing. Then you observe the results and record the results and analyze the results and compare them to previous results and come up with a new plan based on your results. And you keep moving forward until one day you can hit all the groundhogs at 1,000 yards in a 25-mile-an-hour crosswind in the desert. Nobody can do that. Not everybody can hit a groundhog at 1,000 yards. I know I can. I also know I haven't. It's good to have goals. If you're a bloodthirsty savage, like part of me is. So if you came here expecting a guitar jam, we'll do that later. I just, I had to get this done and figured I would babble at you while I do the manual labor. It's really pretty relaxing after you get a technique down, which I have. Don't have to think about this too much. Measuring powder, Got to think about that. Taking measurements of brass and case length and seating depth. Yeah, you got to concentrate for that. Entering data into the computer. Got to concentrate for that. But this stuff, it's just mindless and it's good. So there's whatever, like 78 loaded 308 rounds. I don't remember the powder charge. I'm going to have to, I think it's 42.6. I looked it up on the computer, but the computer gives me a range and doesn't necessarily specify the load I went with last time. Um, we got to enter some more velocity data into the program and true that. True dat. We got a true dat. We do. Because seating the bullets a little bit deeper changes the internal volume of the case, right? Of course it does. Um, Pressure, according to internal ballistics, which I kind of get, pressure is related to volume. With less internal pressure or less internal volume, there's more pressure because you got the same amount of propellant burning in a smaller space. So there's more pressure, pressure increases, velocity increases. So my velocity crept up as I was shooting yesterday, of course, because I worked up to shorter depths. The final velocity was pretty hot. It was almost 2,800 feet per second, which is a lot for a 308. So I'm going with this load now. I mean, it's a done deal, but for the future, I might want to pull back a bit on the velocity. In fact, I might want to do that for this last 100 rounds. I've got 100 new Lapua brass. I'm going to show you what I do for new brass. And I've got 100 Burger 168 grain hybrid target, something like that. They're Burger hybrids. They're good. They shoot awesome. And we're going to load those up and see how it goes. And we're going to just go shoot and have fun, which is what I do. So, what do I need? I need my drill and I need my case trimmer. So, I'm going to have to go get that stuff. Um, if there's anybody here, just hold tight. I'll be back. If there's nobody here, oh, there are 3 people here. Yeah, I'll be back in a few. Let me just, maybe this will play some music in the background or something for you. I don't know. I'm back. Got my breakfast of champions. Got a big box of these for the last adventure. And I have some left over. So, don't mind me. I'm eating. I'm not touching any lead if you're worried. I'm not worried. Dad's been eating lead for 90 years. He's fine. So, put this on. That's on. What is on? All right. Mm, put this so you guys can see. Maybe. That's awkward. I might have to move you. We try to avoid awkward. Not always successful in so many ways. But we can laugh at ourselves. I can laugh at myself. As my buddy Andy used to say, if you can't laugh at yourself, you can laugh at me. So do it. So hold on tight. You got your seat belt on. Buckle up, motherfuckers. We're in for a ride. You're in for a ride. Got to have nice melons. Not really. They're not required. They're just melons. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, finish it out. I just don't know about this. Move some detritus out of the way. I bet that chewing sounds really delicious through the headphones. I'm sorry. That just occurred to me. Okay, we're learning as we go. This little gem right here by Little Crow Gunworks is the WFT, the world's finest trimmer. And I've used it once and I believe it. This thing is amazing. No adjustments required, trims to the minimum length, start everything out uniform and go from there. Should only have to trim these like every 10 cycles or so. And I don't think my barrel's going to last that long. So super easy. Just put it in here and doesn't even take that much. I'm not even going to bother measuring. They come out perfect. So got 100 of these to do. Won't take long. What are we going to do to pass the time? Well, we could talk. I can talk, I guess. Been talking a lot lately. Got stuff to say. Got things on my mind. Whole lot of life happening right now. And uh, yeah, we want the brass shavings to go in. No, we don't want them to go in there. That's where our goddamn. Okay. See, not thinking. At least I caught myself. Okay. Finished brass in there. Brass shavings and gunpowder in here. I don't know where that gunpowder came from, but we do want to be careful with gunpowder. So, boom, boom. That's backwards. Got a stray. We know what to do with strays. We trim them again. So, it's up this morning with a song in my head and in my heart. If you know me, if you're anything like me, music is a huge part of your life. It's a huge part of mine. Always has been. No matter what's going on in life, music is always there. And it's pretty universal. Doesn't matter what you listen to, why you listen to it. It's about just being human and experiencing what is nature, what is music. And for me, I mean, music is life. There's a lot more to life than music, but music is life's essence in a lot of respects. So the song I was thinking of was Changes, David Bowie. I'd sing it for you, but I got I got the drill. Uh, This is just a drill, by the way. So don't take it too seriously. I'm not. So changes. I had a recent conversation with a friend, a very important friend, about changes. We haven't finished the conversation. I don't know if we will, but I let that person know what I thought of her way back when our paths first crossed in life. And that was our paths crossed again recently for various reasons. Not all of which I can completely explain, but there are definitely reasons why it happened. What I was trying to tell her is I really like her. And that's what I told her. But I found some old pictures from a trip we did a long time ago. And I was overcome with emotion. And I let her know how I felt about the picture. Well, might have made her a little uncomfortable. So anyway, she's really pretty. And I told her that. And she's like, I think you're just in love with who you thought I used to be or whatever. And my response was, yeah, it's just memories. The memories are important. We talked about all the stuff we have in common, all the mutual friends and acquaintances over the years, especially from way back in the day. That inspired me to look through more pictures, which I knew were there, but haven't looked at for a long time. And I found a bunch I didn't remember, didn't know I had. So that's been fun. But changes. I've been through some changes too. And I feel like I have a grip on who I am and who I was and who I want to be. I mean, we could go way back to the changes We could go back to junior high school, eighth grade, where I was voted in the yearbook the shyest motherfucker at the school. Because I was painfully excruciatingly shy. I've had to overcome that in order to survive and try to succeed. And I consider myself successful in that I survived. And things are going really well for me at the moment, and it's not a struggle. Changes. So yeah, I've had to become less shy. I'll always be deep down kind of shy, but that's okay. I make up for it another way. So 5 years ago, I made another plan, sold the house, bought an RV, ran away from home, decided to start a new life because I didn't like the old one. That was a change, and that brought about more change. It continues. Past 5 years have been really busy and really stressful at times, and overall, absolutely amazing and life changing. I've learned a lot about myself and a lot about life, and I've set some goals, and I've made some conscious decisions to change my behavior. I've spent a lot of years not telling people how I feel or what I think for whatever reason, because I want to be liked and I don't want to piss people off. And I wanted to keep my job, all that. Well, since I retired, I don't have to do that. I don't I don't have to I don't have to do that. So I'm telling people how I feel and what I think. And I mean it. Right. If you know me, you know I'm sincere. Sincerity hasn't always served me well. I've lost some friends over being sincere. That sucks. There it is. I want people to know that I care. I want people to know I need them in my life. For me, for my peace of mind. People are going to do about what they will, and that's fine. That's kind of what I expect. Can't change the way I feel. Certainly can't change the way others feel. All we can do really is feel the feelings. So yeah, for such a quiet guy, there's a lot going on inside. It used to be bad things going on inside. That's changed also. And that's good. The cases are trimmed. Now we're going to show you another cool toy. This little puppy right here is by Little Crow Gunworks. It's a multi-tool case prep doohickey. It's got spots for 4 tools. I've got the inside chamfer, the outside chamfer and deeper, and there's a primer pocket cleaning tool in there too. Might use that if things get really crusty, but primer pocket cleaning isn't 100% necessary, nor is brass polishing, but shiny brass is fun. I'm hungry. Get that fucker out of the way. Mm. What's this? Also Lapua. Well, I think those are ready to be loaded as well. So where am I going to put those? Because they're not cheap. They're like 27 cents a piece. I don't want to waste them. Let's you know what? We'll just I'm not sure I did this to these, so just kind of keep them in here. Takes a little bit of technique to do this quickly. With practice, I'll get better at it. It's a lot easier than other tools I've used. And portable can just handy, very handy for doing like 100 cases at a time. This is fine. If I was doing pistol brass or loading like thousands of rounds at a time, which eventually I will if I keep this up. I mean, then a power case prep center makes more sense. But for this, it's fine. Gives me something to do, keeps me out of trouble, at least for the time it takes me to do this. So, shout out to Little Crow Tim. That video series on load development and reloading, absolutely priceless. I know everyone tells you that. I'm going to tell you again because, yeah, it's it's the best free masterclass in shooting and reloading anywhere. And thank you. And I'll tag you in the video eventually. Maybe. Okay, so finished brass in there. This goes here. And so David Bowie changes. Um, I mean, I'm still going through changes. Let's go back to the past 5 years, which have been pretty darn significant. Pretty darn significant for my friend too. For a lot of friends. I mean, we're 60, almost 60. We're at a point in our lives where we're all going through stuff. Lots of friends have grandkids now. I never even have kids, so I don't even know. I know I missed out, but that's okay. I had other stuff to do. So yeah, 5 years ago, big change in my life, big change in someone else's life. And Is it a coincidence I found that person's picture while I was moving, or is it not a coincidence? I don't know. I really don't think so. I think I made a conscious decision based on stuff, based on my previous experience and my wiring and what I knew about life at the time. I really wanted to talk to this person. So I did. I was kind of afraid for a couple of reasons, which are pretty personal. But I finally got the balls to send a friend request, and we were still friends. It was nice. A few years later, a couple of years, yeah, like a couple of years later, I sent her a note just saying, "Hey, I really want to talk to you," because I did. I want to talk to her about scuba diving and how fun that was and how it changed my life. Thank her for inspiring me to do that. So we met up. I mean, I didn't think it was going to be a date. I didn't wasn't the thing, and it wasn't a date necessarily, but it was significant for me. I can talk to this person like I can't talk to anyone else, like I never have wanted to. And she was glad to see me. I mean, I could have swore that I was clear in that first note that I sent that I was maybe a little crazy about her. I maybe kind of liked her. I don't know. And then we got together, and within 5 minutes, we were pretty comfortable with each other. And she seemed pretty excited to see me. If she had a tail, her tail would have been wagging the whole time. And mine was too. I felt my tail wagging. And we talked and talked and talked. And it felt so good to connect with someone like that and to find out we had so much in common. And to think maybe I found someone I could share my deepest, weirdest thoughts with and my dreams and my hopes and my desires and my fears. Yeah, I got super excited. I got even more excited when she invited me back the next day because that wasn't me initiating that like I did everything else. She initiated that and she wanted to talk some more, I guess. And that was great too. Hung out with the dogs, met her son, liked him. Thought he could be my fishing slash guitar slash car racing buddy. And he still can, I hope. So she doesn't like me that way. And that is how every single one of my relationships throughout my life has started. I expected that too. Not the words the guy wants to hear, of course, but we're not living in a fairy tale. And there are circumstances which affect things, especially at 60 years old. Everybody's been through some shit and got some stuff going on. Maybe things can't work out a certain way, but I'm not really one to give up. At the same time, I don't want to push anything. I don't want to make her uncomfortable. I don't want to piss her off. She's just finding herself again and establishing her life and remembering who she is and what she wants to do. Who the fuck am I just coming out of nowhere asking her to move to Nevada with me? It'd be a little shocking. If some chick from my past came and said that, I'd be like, fuck no. There's a reason we're not together. But then I'd think about it. Mm, I know she's thinking about stuff. I don't know if she's thinking about me. Maybe, maybe not. Got enough to think about without me. So it's kind of where my head is at right now. I'm good. I got plans. Life is awesome. It'd just be more awesome with a friend like her. And that's where I left it. I'll be your best friend, and I will, because I'm a loyal motherfucker to my friends. And I'm all grown up. I have lots of feelings about a lot of things, like grieving mom and grieving my dog and watching dad decline, making plans for all that. It's a lot to deal with. And I'm going through all this as I'm going through a real life crisis in Vegas, which is a good place to have a crisis, I suppose. Best crisis I've ever had. It wasn't really a crisis. It was just dealing with stuff. It was only a car breakdown, but oh my goodness, what an ordeal. And then I get home and there's somebody nice, and I haven't had anyone nice to talk to for a while. So, yeah, got feelings. Can't help it. But I can deal with them. I can put them aside and go on adventures with you because I think you'd be pretty awesome on an adventure, especially diving because we never got to do that. Just one dive with you and I could be happy. Of course, I'd want to keep doing it like every day, but just once. I think you'd like it. I think you'll like me if you give me a chance. That's how it always goes. Oh, I don't like you like that. And then you get to know me, and it's like, I think I like you a lot. Oh well. There are plenty of cowgirls out there, but I can only handle one at a time, and I only want to handle one at a time, and it feels like an unseen force drew me to this person. And talking more about that would make me sound a little crazy, and I'd rather talk to her if she wants to hear it. Right now, I don't think she wants to hear nothing, so that's what I'm doing, and that's not so fun. These cases are ready for primers and powder, is what they are ready for. Which primers was I using last time? Shit, I don't know. I'll go find some primers. It doesn't matter that much. Primer tray flipper, gotta have one. Oh, there are primers in the tube. Fuck me dead. Come on. Yeah. Oh, good God. Fuck me sideways. Shouldn't have done that, Josh. It's all right. Just a dumbass. Pause you guys again for a second. Wow, there's lots of people here. Okay, thank you so much for being here. I will be back in just. Oh. It doesn't look like your mail is ready to go yet. It doesn't look like your mail is ready to go yet. It is? Okay. I'll take it out. You're welcome. Loading ammunition at the moment. I'm back. Is everybody gone? I'm sure you are. Well, if you're not, I'm here. Found some CCI primers. That's what I used in the others, I'm pretty sure. I've got bench rest primers also, but I'll save those, I guess. Don't know what I'm saving them for. Okay. Yeah, I'll just dump 100 in here. That's too many. Uh, let's do half of them. Can always add more later. And this is handy. Just dig along a little bit until most of them are going the right way. Yeah, flip them over. Oh, where'd that pin go? Dude, there it is. Little cotter pins are hard to come by sometimes. And then we just fill this tube up. It's kind of fun. Kind of like popping bubble wrap. Why is this not? Hello? So this is what we're doing. I don't think I'm supposed to show how to load ammo on YouTube. And I'm not showing you how. I'm not teaching you anything. I'm not sharing any knowledge. I'm just doing this while I'm talking to you about other stuff because that's how it works. If you do choose to replicate anything I'm doing, of course you're doing it at your own risk because this is dangerous shit and you're really stupid for even thinking about doing it. So don't fuck around or you'll find out and it might not be pleasant. Let's leave those right there for now. Hold on. Okay. Give you a view of the press right there. Maybe like that. I don't know. Pretty boring stuff, really. And put the primed, oh geez, all kinds of gunpowder in there. Anybody got a match? No, this one isn't too dirty. Yeah, I don't even need to size those, so I don't need to lube them. That's what gets these so messed up is I put them in here, put spray lube on them, and it gets all sticky. And any powder that dribbles out, which is inevitable, especially with the cheap funnel. And shit happens. So I'll leave the size and die in there. Give it a good oomph and rock and roll. Oh, what's up with this? Oh, it's a little adjusting. Yeah. There are better ways to prime, but this is how dad always did it. And it's how I always did it. And it's how I'm doing it now. It works for my process. Though a hand primer would be nice. I could sit inside on the couch and do it. This way I have to stand up, but that's okay. Standing beats sitting just after doing this for a couple hours. It's a little tiring. I do need to concentrate on this just a little bit. don't want the primers going in backwards or sideways, and you don't want to crush them, and you don't want to apply too much pressure at the wrong time, at the wrong angle, or they explode in your face, and then you have a bad time. Probably best to wear safety goggles. So, yeah, for safety. I got another relationship story I could share, maybe a little bit of it. I've known this other person forever. I don't even know how long I've known her. I was her boss at Turning Point. She's all grown up now. She's the director of a counseling center and doing really well. Almost has her license for private practice, and she's doing private practice, and she's amazing too. I really like her. But we bonded while I was her boss. She says I was a good boss, which means a lot, but it's hard to know when she's being sincere and maybe not so sincere. I know she likes me, and I like her too, but really that's all it's ever been. I mean, I let her know I was interested at a certain point, and she's like, sorry, as it always happens. I'm like, I'm not losing any sleep over it, buddy. I'm your boss, and it's strictly forbidden. Got to notify HR and fill out paperwork and stuff. I didn't keep her from offering me a blowjob in the parking lot one day. Maybe I misheard her, but no, I did not mishear her. It's one of those things that never brought it up again until now. So we continued on a friendship forever. I was going to her place for family game night every couple of weeks. And it was nice being part of the family and playing games and getting to know her on a much deeper personal level. I remember being there for one game night and a couple other coworkers showed up and they're like, Josh, what are you doing here? And I'm like, playing games just like you. So, whatever. Things in her life have changed recently too. And I've always kind of looked forward to coming back into town because we got to see each other and spend some time together and play with the dogs and talk and stuff, and play more games. Well, the last few game nights got a little weird. She didn't like doing the game nights anymore because of certain circumstances, and I started to feel pretty uncomfortable because of people who were showing up. Not that they're bad people, they're all good people, interesting people, just not my kind of crowd for after work activities where I want to relax and drink a beer and be myself. So I stopped going. I'm like, sorry, I don't want to come to game night anymore. I want to see you. I want to spend time with you, but I don't want to come to game night. So more game night. Got back home again and really want to see her. I've asked her out a few times, or in, or have coffee, or whatever. And she's got stuff going on. He couldn't make it. I guess really what I wanted to do was say goodbye. I told her I was interested in somebody else. And I didn't know what my plans were because I just didn't know. So I also asked her to move to Nevada with me. I asked her to go to Alaska with me. I asked her to live happily ever after with me, but she didn't. Maybe someday, but honestly, it wouldn't work out with me and her because she treats dudes like shit and she uses them and she plays game and she's manipulative and she can't help it. But I couldn't deal with that long term. I caught her in a couple of, well, one significant untruth. It was a little thing, but she lied to me and it wasn't very cool. And it made me think she was lying to me all the time when she couldn't go with me to do things I wanted to do. So life's too short for games. If that person sees this, I know she won't, but if she does, if you get your shit together, you can still move to Nevada with me. If things don't work out with my other friend or whatever other friends I might meet on the way. There are a couple out there. There are a lot out there. I can get any chick I want right now because I'm a fucking rock star. Not really, but I'm feeling pretty good because YouTube's getting a lot of attention. I'm on YouTube right now. Hi, YouTube. There are two people here. Thanks for being here, my two people. Can't see your comments at the moment. There were over 100 people here when I walked away earlier. It was like, wow, you guys should get a life and stop watching me because this isn't interesting. I'm going to rinse this puppy out. What'd you guys do with my? There it is. Hide my towel from me. What are you thinking? Everybody's gone again. Please come back. I'm not done. Go do what you want. I don't care. They'll be back. They all come back to the scene of the crime. It's curiosity, you know. Can't live with it. Die without it. Okay, more primers. We're primed for success. Really, what I need to do from here is go with this seating depth and redo the ladder test. That's what the process prescribes, but that's for another time when I don't need a whole bunch of ammo. Oh, how do I keep doing that? Think, no, these couldn't be already primed. I'm just not concentrating. So let that be a lesson. It is important to concentrate, even doing mindless stuff like this sometimes. It's really easy to get out of order, especially if it's not habit, you know, and the stuff's becoming habit for me, but it's not quite there yet, like where I put all the containers and how my workflow goes, stuff like that. It's just practice. Some people call it muscle memory, but it's not. It's training neural pathways. Whatever. They both get you there. Repetition is the key, but not only repetition, repeating things the right way. Otherwise, you ingrain bad habits. And bad habits are hard to break, but they're all breakable. Everything's breakable, I think. Might be something in this world that's not breakable. I just can't think of one. Maybe a quark. Maybe a quark is unbreakable. Don't know much about theoretical physics, but it's fascinating. Michio Kaku, is that his name? Yeah. Neil deGrasse Tyson, those guys. Just, I kind of understand what they're talking about. At my age, you know, with my education and my life experience, some things are making more sense to me these days. And a lot of things have become, in my mind, they've become more clear just in the past 2 to 3 months since I had to vacate the premises here because it was driving me crazy and go through another little growth cycle. It's not like I have shit all figured out. Nobody does. And if they think they do, avoid those people. But it's not, I've had some spiritual experiences throughout my life. And for those of you who may have experienced certain things like that, I know a couple of friends who, honest to God, have. I mean, you just, until you experience it, you'll have no idea. And you'll think those of us who do talk about it are maybe a little crazy. And I might be a little bit crazy, and that's fine. Helps me survive. Actually, I don't think I'm crazy. I think I'm just human. But yeah, it's not about God. It's about the natural order of things and trying to make sense of things that make no sense, trying to describe the indescribable. And that's what people do with religion. They're just trying to make sense out of the experience of being human. And we need to believe in something. We all do. There's a life primer on the floor. It's not good. Mm, We'll just leave it right there. Leave it here. We're still priming. Anybody here yet? Oh, two people here. Hi. Yeah, you're just saying hi, huh? Okay, hi. Gonna take that out of there. I'm not saying there is no God for sure. I'm saying my vision of a godlike entity, if there is one, is that that entity lives within all of us, and that deep inside, we're all connected. We're all individuals, but we're all part of a bigger thing. That bigger thing might be part of other bigger things. Pretty much all we know is our universe. We don't know all of it. It seems to maybe still be expanding, though it might be contracting. I don't know if we've decided for sure on that. Not that it matters in this lifetime. But what do I mean by this lifetime? I mean this cycle of life on Earth. Because I do believe that when our physical body dies here on Earth, there is something left. I don't know if you would call it a soul or just light or just energy, or if what leaves us when we die, what's left of us other than our physical carbon-based yuck, will that continue on with the same consciousness as we have right now on Earth? Will it be an unfiltered consciousness, which some of you may or may not have experienced? through life situations or stress or illness or medication, doctor prescribed psychedelic medication, taken under the strict supervision of a medical professional or trip advisor, or in high school in your bedroom, listening to Pink Floyd like I did the first time. You may have experienced things in a different way, things that aren't necessarily apparent to other people. Like maybe there is a parallel universe. Maybe we do exist in one and or more places at the same time. Maybe time isn't linear. Maybe time is cyclical. Maybe it's possible to be in the present and in the past and in the future all at the same time. I'm not saying I believe that. I'm saying I think about it. And I've had experiences that suggest that the other side is out there and it's real. And whenever I think I might go there, when I think about going there anymore, I pack a lunch because you don't know what's going to happen. Don't know if you're going to come back. I've known people who went to the other side and didn't come back. Smiling Dan in Santa Cruz. One hit of acid, and that boy went from mathematical prodigy to drooling fucking idiot. He was schizophrenic, no doubt about it. That's what I studied at Santa Cruz. I studied abnormal psychology, and that was a fucking trip. Let me tell you, I learned so much from so many brilliant people. It wasn't my calling necessarily, it was my calling at the time because I was trying to figure out why certain people in my life were so fucking weird and inappropriate or hurtful. Now, I understand enough about that now that I'm okay with it. I'm not okay with being mistreated by people, and I don't allow people to do that to me or to other people who I care about. Um, it's just one of my convictions that I live by. So that's what we do. Not to sound like morally superior or anything, but you don't believe in anything. What's the point? I believe in making people happy, and I believe in being happy myself, and I believe in actively pursuing that and making that shit happen. So, what do you guys think? I don't expect you to tell me now. I don't expect you to think about it. I don't expect a thing from you. But you were here and you listened, and I think that's pretty cool. So go reload some ammo and go fucking shoot something because it'll make you feel good. All right. Gonna take a break, then we're gonna play guitar. Should I leave you on? Yeah, I'll get more views if I reconnect later, so that's what I'm gonna do. It's all about the views, baby. Ha! A lot of 'em.